Welcome in to middle school football state playoff action. It's game number 3 today here on PrepSpin. And we move now to the 7th grade semifinals. We have 2 of those coming up. The first game is Newburg, the Newburg Tigers against the Maroons of North Pulaski. It's middle school football from Bryan Station High School here in Lexington. Darren Douglas, along with the coach Mike Meehan, former Paul Lawrence Dunbar head coach. He's been at Bryan Station here as an assistant coach. He's also been at Lexington Christian Academy as an assistant coach. He is up north, and folks, he doesn't talk like it though. He actually has been here long enough to be considered a Kentuckian. He grew up in Pittsburgh, came to the University of Kentucky, and he is Coach Mike Meehan, and Coach, we've known each other a long time. You got the Paul Lawrence Dunbar program started, was it 25 years ago already, or a little bit longer?
1990 was the first year.
Wow,
yeah.
Has it been 26 years already?
Yes, sir.
Unbelievable. But I got to know Coach a little bit back then, but we have gotten to know each other since he's come up in the press box with us.
Yeah, it's my next stage in my life is working with Gary Ball and Darren Douglas periodically, doing high school football, and I'm happy to do it. This is, again, we've said this for the first 2 games. It's an absolutely stunningly gorgeous day here at Bryan Station High School in the north end of Lexington, just off of exit 113, I-75-64, the juncture there. And just we saw 2 good football games. We saw some really good athletes. Darren, I have to tell you, I started when my sons played middle school football is when I first started watching middle school, and there has been a huge change. These kids can play some football, and the organization factor and the coaching factor is pretty amazing.
Right. Well, I pointed out to you, this North Pulaski team, you barely see some colleges and even high schools at their levels with 3 sets of uniforms. This North Pulaski team has 3 sets of uniforms, a white, a black, and a gray game jersey. I assume this is their gray version. And it's going to be a little tough to pick up numbers. You've got the binoculars. That really nice look to them. They got a
the
kind
silver
of a,
helmets, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but that little gray uniform there with a little hint of the maroon on it, and then you got the maroon numbers with the white trim. That is the Maroons of Pulaski, North Pulaski.
Now that's a junior college team, right?
They look that big. No, this is a 7th grade game,
They
folks.
really are.
I'm
big.
telling you, I don't know what they're feeding them down there in Somerset, but that is a big ball club.
Yeah, this is and again, Newburg looks awful small out there.
They got
But
some
you never
small
know.
guys.
I'm telling you what, the kids are tough.
Well, I'll tell you what, William and I a couple of years ago saw a team come out that we thought was undersized, and they came out and looked doggone amazing. I mean, they flat played. I can't remember that team. Was it J-Town?
Yeah, it was J-Town.
Or Crosby? I can't remember.
It was J-Town when they played over at Catholic.
Oh, yeah, that was, yeah.
Jeffersontown.
Yeah, and they were a really good ball club. So don't let size fool you.
They were little and they took it to the big
Yeah,
guys.
don't let size fool you. I tell you what, they are what you call you know that old saying: you can't take the size of the dog in the fight. Take the size of the fight in the dog. That's right. Sometimes those little dogs are mean.
They don't measure hard on that.
No, sir.
Stats.
A good deep kick gets things underway and returned by, I believe that's number 18 for North Pulaski. I'll get a look at him as he comes across here. Actually, it looks like number, give me that 16. Or was that 88? 88's on the return. That is Clayton Harness. Had to wait a minute till they got a little closer to me, Coach.
All right, number 2, the quarterback coming in the football game.
That is Drew Polston, the quarterback for the Maroons.
Nice size young man.
And they'll line up in a power I formation, the power to the left side, double tight ends.
Quarterback under center. Haven't seen that too often.
And you don't see power I much either anymore these days. They give it off to that deep man. They run away from the strength of that power I in the backfield.
71 made the tackle. Nice job.
71 is Isaiah Smith for the Tigers in white. The tackle, or the run, I believe the number was Smith is what I think I heard them say. Jared Smith, number 6. And actually, that's a tight end number.
No, it wasn't him. They said Smith made the tackle. But.
Okay. Can't see the number. Boy, those numbers are going to be tough to see. Coach, I'm going to rely on you with those binoculars.
All right, we'll do it. I'll give you the number. You can look it up on the thing.
Empty backfield. Trips right. Twins back to the other side. A rollout from the quarterback. He hits his inside receiver on a little out route, about a 5-yard out route. He'll get close.
Number 40. Nice job
to the
on
first
the catch.
down. That is number 40, Trey Price. On the tackles, number 13 for Newburg, Lazarus Vance.
Yeah, Mr. Vance made a good tackle on the sideline there. It was a good route, nice throw. We've seen some action by the quarterback.
Now, I hope it's pronounced Lazarus. If we got anybody from Newburg listening, give me the proper pronunciation. I don't want to get Mom over in the stands across the way upset with me. Because I can't remember the basketball player from Syracuse a year ago. He spelled it Lazarus, but he called himself Lazarus. Ball's loose, and I thought he was down before the ball came free, and I think the near side linesman is going to call him down by contact, and the ground can't cause the fumble.
Number 26 carried the football, fumbled the ball. When
26, Barrick Williams for a first down for North Pulaski. Well, if anybody thinks the Maroons of Pulaski County High School are going to be down, if this 7th grade bunch stays together, they look like they're going to be a pretty good-looking football team.
Number 61, the right guard, moved on that play,
Yep.
so that's going to be a penalty against the offense, a little 5-yard penalty for procedure there.
Ryan Dye is the guy that moved too early for
Got a little
Pulaski.
excited.
Yep.
It's early in the game, and you can get excited.
Yep, get a little antsy there and jump a little bit. Had a kid last night for Central Hardin. It was a linebacker, had the perfect name for a linebacker. His last name was Doom.
Doom, that's perfect.
D-O-M-M.
That
Perfect
is
nickname.
Really
A perfect name, and I thought, wow. And, boy, he lowered the boom on a couple of ball carriers last night. 4:52, we're just underway. They play 7-minute quarters here at the 7th grade level. They give it off to number 40. Again, that is Price.
Yeah, Price carried the football. A couple of people made the tackle in there.
On the tackle for Newburg, that was Lazarus Vance. So I hear the PA guy calling him Lazarus, so I assume we're okay. But the last time I trusted a PA announcer, I was totally wrong. They fake it to Price. This time the quarterback has it, and he goes inside the 45 to about the 44-yard line. That is Polston on the carry.
Polston's doing a good job. I like his poise back in the backfield, too.
And they know huddle, does North Pulaski.
Up-tempo team.
Yeah. Twin receivers to both sides, and we're going to get an encroachment on the far side of the defensive line for Newburg, and it'll give North Pulaski a free 5 and maybe a first down. Depends on the spot of the football. Looks like it's at the 39. They needed the 39, so they may have enough. First down, Maroons. Just a little antsy on that defensive side of the football for Newburg.
Carries the play in from the sideline from the coach. Spreading the field a little bit now. A little pro formation here. Split into the left and a flanker to the right.
And 2 tight ends. Polston back to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Now going to run. And a nice open field tackle down around the ankles by number 9, Xavier Stoner.
Stoner's just a little guy. He just came up there and wrapped him up. No fear whatsoever.
He said, you may have the size on me, Mr. Polston, but guess where I'm going? I'm going knee, high, and lower.
Nice tackle.
Gain of about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 for the Maroons. They give it off to one of the backs that were split on either side of Polston from the shotgun. That was not Price. That was 33, it looks like to me from here. That is Corbin Goff.
Yeah, they're driving the football pretty good. Now, this is a big down for them. 3rd and about 5 or 6.
It'll be 3rd. I would call it 6, Coach. Closer to 6 than it is 5, to be honest with you. They go twin receivers to both sides. The running back to the right of Polston, the quarterback. They fake the jet sweep. Polston off to the left. Big gainer. And then knocked down off his pins right at the first down marker. Nice tackle.
Number 13 on the tackle.
That is Lazarus Vance again.
Chopping wood, Williams says. That's right.
Well, when you're undersized, the best place to go is down around the knees. on the tackle. But you also, for the young folks out there, Coach, want to tell them keep your face mask up.
That's right.
Don't lower the top of the head there. They give it off to number 33.
83.
That's gone. It's 83. That is Braden Gibson.
Yeah, definitely 83.
Okay. And we get a flag, and we'll get a sideline warning. First time I've seen that today. We've had coaches all over the field out there trying to call plays into their teams.
Sideline warning. They give you one warning, and then the second time it's a penalty.
15 yards,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
kind of an unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yes.
And generally, it's just coaches trying to communicate to their players if they go no huddle, like North Pulaski's doing. They give it off again. This is 83. This is
big time tackle out there.
Braden Gibson. And again, that was 82 for actually Newburg. They give Isaiah Smith the tackle, but I saw Tavon Johnson, number 82, in white on the tackle. Polston gives it off this time on the jet sweep, and here comes
Man, they are good at tackling. That was a horse collar, though.
Yeah, 82.
Johnson, yeah.
Yeah, 82 grabbed him and swung him around and threw him down.
Got a flag that came out almost immediately as the handoff was made, and it's usually in the area of holding. Either the referee or the umpire threw it. And as Coach pointed out in our first game today, the guy in the white hat's the only one you can call the referee because that's his name and position on that officiating crew.
Right, right.
The
We all slip and call all of them referees,
Yeah.
but they're really officials.
Right. The guy behind the defensive line is the umpire. You have the back judge, who's the guy back there way back in the defensive backfield. Now, I get the head linesman. He's over here on the near side away from the chains, and the linesman's over there with the chains, correct?
Exactly. Yes.
I get them mixed up. And then, of course, the college game adds a new one to us, too. Here's a pass caught on the near side and then dropped.
Yeah, I thought he had it too. It looked like it was just the defender came in and I think and knocked it away right there at the end.
Darian Lewis was the guy that defended the pass, and they were looking for Price, and I thought he had it in his hands. And
this is the opening drive of the game, is it not?
it is.
And it's 35 seconds to go in the quarter.
Actually, I think it's 55, I think.
Is that 55?
Yeah, I think. We'll know here in a minute.
It doesn't. I mean, it's kind of like.
It looks 35, but it could be 55.2.
Pulaski football, Coach.
Right.
It's North Pulaski football as they got fourth and about 13. A big play here, Polston, and we get a whistle. I think timeout North Pulaski. Gives us time to thank our sponsors. Our title sponsor on PrepSpin Sports is White Greer and Maggard, Bluegrass Orthopedics, All Sports, Whitaker Bank, Mingy Beef Jerky, Crown Trophy, and UK Sports Medicine. And every time I hear UK Sports Medicine, Coach, I kind of cringe because I had a knee surgery that they weren't around, but the lady who was one of the developing doctors of UK Sports Medicine, Dr. Mary Lloyd Ireland, who was best known for her work she did with UK football, performed my knee surgery.
Yeah, Mary
And
Lloyd.
I just hear that and I go, oh, my goodness.
Yeah, Mary Lloyd Ireland now is a specialist doing catastrophic knee surgery, especially on Olympic athletes.
Yes.
She's just a wonderful,
She's
tremendous
a
surgeon.
great young lady, and I say young, but she's been around this game a long time, and she's been in one of the best in the country at what she does.
And William knows my story about her when she cured Mark Logan of cramps that time.
When you were the offensive coordinator at Bryan
Yes,
Station.
Mark Logan, who went on to play in the pros, played at UK. Went in
Would
the
he
pros.
play 8 years in the
Yeah,
NFL?
he had leg cramps, and Mary Lloyd Ireland asked if she could take care of it. I said, yeah, we've tried everything. We've tried water and stretching. She grabbed a hold of his lip and twisted it. Just twisted the heck out of his lip, and he never had a cramp the rest of the game.
Transfer of pain.
It must have been.
4th and long for North Pulaski. Polson looks deep. He has a receiver out there. Caught! And the receiver loses the football at the half-yard line.
Yeah, he
It'll be
didn't get
first and goal.
The defender lost track of the receiver.
Yeah, that was Johnson.
time.
Yeah, he got turned around. Did the defender for Newburg, and the ball was up in the air for a jump ball, and Johnson lost not only track of the defender, but lost track of the football too.
Yeah, he did, and
Strip attempt there about the.
And then Johnson came back in and got the ball, but unfortunately, they were too close to the sidelines, and it went out of bounds to be North Pulaski football. 1st and goal. Polson fakes it, and he'll be dropped right almost at the line of scrimmage.
Number 71 on the tackle.
That's Isaiah Smith again for the Tigers on the stop.
Really nice job of defense. And I'll tell you what.
North Pulaski's going to take the possession of this for the entire first quarter. We're under 10 seconds to play in the quarter.
Yeah, they're going to have part of the second quarter with the football too.
Mm-hmm. So North Pulaski will eat up the entire first half for the opening drive of the ball or the first quarter with the football. Well, you want to take a break and we'll keep it right here. What do you want to do? We'll take a quick break. We'll be back. No score of the 7th grade semifinal between North Pulaski and Newburg on PrepSpin.com.
White, Greer, and Maggard, where a beautiful smile is just the beginning.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
All S, all P, all O, R T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com. Locally owned and operated since 1970.
Yeah, we do, because it's getting a little warm in here. We'll figure something out. Back here, you always wonder what we talk about between quarters and commercial breaks. We talk about anything. Weather, food, hot in the press box right now. They give it off to the fullback Price, and he gets in for the touchdown.
Yeah, Price just powered it in, followed a running back there, and just popped it in.
That wasn't Price. That looks like the kid right back there at the back. Is it 15 or 18? He's right on the back of the huddle. He's got the black gloves. 83. I think. 33. And we'll give Corbin Goff with a touchdown for Northern Pulaski. 33. Boy, that's tough to see those numbers. My goodness gracious. Wishbone formation, double tight. They pitch it back. Coming around the left side. 2-point conversion is good.
83.
That's 83. That's Braden Gibson. So with 6:56 to play before halftime. It's Northern Pulaski 8, Newburg nothing. Back with more of the 7th grade semifinal game on PrepSpin.com.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
I'm not happy with my teeth. They're not straight enough.
Let me fix them for you.
No. You are not White, Greer, and Maggard.
I'm sort of like White, Greer, and Maggard.
Back at Bryan Station High School, we get ready to kick off. Northern Pulaski's taking the lead 8-0. They took the opening kickoff, didn't give it up for the whole quarter, and scored on the first play of the second quarter. This is
good speed.
Lazarus Vance for Newburg.
Mr. Vance, nice speed getting around the corner there, taking a good return on the football.
Have an injured Tiger here on the near side, just between the hash marks and the numbers below us. Get the training staff here with the Kentucky Middle School Football Association here at Bryan Station, and it is a beautiful day. Darren Douglas, the coach, Mike Meehan, William Moorfield on controls over here in the press box with us, and
Big Joe Allen on the roof.
Big Joe Allen up top. And we say Big Joe, it's Darren Douglas says, yes, sir, Mr. Allen.
He's a big man with a really talented at filming these games. It's really neat to have two people have Big Joe up on top filming and running the controls down here and doing all the technical stuff, William Moorfield.
Yeah.
So.
You know, I felt really good with the high school that I cover. A few years back, we had a guy that I grew up around. He's 6'8" and goes 330 pounds and is in pretty good shape. We walked into our first high school game on the road, and everybody in the crowd just kind of thought, who are these two walking in with this big guy? They must be somebody important because they've got a bodyguard in tow with them. But he was our cameraman. We put him up on top of the press box, and he did really good. So I want to wish him a happy birthday, actually. He had a birthday a couple of days ago. I only knew him as Tank, but his name is Doug Stratton, so happy birthday to Doug, belatedly. Injured player for Newburg. I didn't catch the number. Did you see him?
No,
I thought it was 84, Jaden Foster, but he ran off under his own power. They give it off to Johnson. He's going to reverse field and go back left, and a nice job of staying at home. The cornerback on that far side for
18.
North Pulaski, that is Cade Sullivan. He stayed at home. The play was coming to the right here, the near side, but then Sullivan just stayed at home, didn't go pursue the football, and waited, and Johnson wheeled around and came back at him, and Sullivan dropped him for a 7-yard loss. So it's 2nd and 17 for Newburg.
Very good job. Good job of tackling for sure.
Well, Newburg, don't adjust your the color on your phones or whatever you're watching today's game. Those are pink socks in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Don't want to forget that, the month of October. They give it off, and boy, Price, that's number 80.
83.
83, that's Gibson, who dropped the ball carrier, number 21, Jamarian Smith, and timeout Newburg.
Yeah, real size advantage here to
in the defensive and offensive fronts. Yeah, this North Pulaski team, this would rival some of the Belfry 8th grade teams we've seen in the past. They've got some decent size up front on both the offensive and defensive fronts, and they've got some running backs that can run the football as well. So
I'm watching there. There are 11 players in the huddle here on the sideline, and there are 7 coaches in the huddle with them.
And probably every coach trying to talk at the same time.
Yeah, they're after them, boy. I tell you, they're giving them.
Well, I tell you what, that Pulaski County program, which Northern Pulaski will feed down there in the Somerset area, that high school program has got some really quality football players coming through it now.
Okay, Newburg hasn't beat. They have 8 coaches in the huddle.
They had 8 coaches? Okay. Yeah, we've got 2 of the biggest coaching staffs I've ever seen at the middle school level here.
Pretty decent crowd here. Not a bad crowd from
Pulaski brought a nice crowd with them. Newburg's got a nice crowd. 7-0 Cats. In case you're watching us and not watching that ball game, we want you to tune in to us. You can DVR the UK game. Back to throw, and just off the fingertips of the intended receiver. That's number 23, Jabarian Leverett.
But that brings up a 4th down, and backed up like this, 4th down and, 20?
And Johnson's going to punt the football.
Pretty much have to here.
Yep. So 4th and long, and Johnson will kick it away. The deep man looks to be number 33. I think that is Cade Sullivan. Or excuse me, not Cade Sullivan. That is Corbin Goff, I believe.
Gets it away. Decent punt.
He's going to hang around it, and as a coach, that would drive me nuts.
Yeah, get away from the ball.
As a former offensive coordinator and a head coach at the middle school level, I would be screaming at the top of my lungs, get away from it, get away from it, get away from it.
They want food, I think.
A good punt off the foot of Johnson, and Northern Pulaski will start at their own 41, leading 8-0 with 5:25 to play here in the third quarter, or in the second quarter of play. Game number 2 of the 7th grade semifinals will be the South Warren Ball Club out of the Bowling Green area. They'll take on Glasgow. Glasgow is the number 1 seed out of Region 2. South Warren, the number 1 seed out of Region 1. Nice tackle in the open field.
Super tackle.
On a screen pass. They had a blocker out in front of number 28, Zach Travis. And the tackle was by number 12, Darian Lewis.
Darian did a super job of coming up there and cutting his legs out from under him.
We got a couple of shout-outs, William. Ernest, who was the one that gave a shout-out earlier? Ethan Ware. Ethan, we're glad you've tuned in to our broadcast today. A short gain for Price. And again, boy, I tell you what, Newburg may be outsized, but they are very sure tacklers. They go down low. They understand how outsized they are, and they are going down, but the neat thing about it is they're not going down just for the shoulder to tackle. They're wrapping up as well.
They're doing a really good job. You have another shout-out?
You have a second shout-out there, you said?
Yeah, he wants to give a shout-out to, looks like he's watching Trey Price, Drew Polston.
From down there in the Somerset area. Appreciate you watching. The handoff again to the fullback Price out of the shotgun formation. He gets close to the first down. He needs the 49 of Newburg. He'll be about a half yard short. So the 4th and 1, and the wishbone formation for the Maroons at midfield. And Newburg almost dropped off sides. Polston will call timeout. They were actually trying to draw them off sides, I think. And timeout Northern Pulaski will keep it right here. We'll take a break. Okay, we'll take a break, and we'll be back here on PrepSpin.com.
White, Greer, and Maggard, where a beautiful smile is just the beginning.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
Well, Northern Pulaski goes for on 4th and less than a yard. They get it as they give it back to number 18, Cade Sullivan, who got the first down. Polston looking deep. He has a receiver open.
Nice
caught. Number 28, Zach Travis. And the only thing Travis could do was try to keep his feet in bounds. He did that, but then as he tried to do that, he stumbled and fell at the Newburg 18. So it'll be 1st and 10 from there.
Nice pass
for North Pulaski.
Nice pass play there. Really good job.
Polston on the crossbuck action. Gives it off to number 33. That is Goff. Gets it down to the 10-yard line.
Good job by Goff, turning his shoulders upfield, getting straight upfield, running north-south. Perfect.
Johnson on the tackle along with Vance for Newburg, and I think Newburg is going to take a timeout with 3:14 to play their second of the first half. Got any more tweets in? No tweets yet. For all you fans of Newburg and Northern Pulaski, if you're watching our broadcast, you can tweet us at PrepSpin. That'll get us directly to our producer, William Warfield, or you can tweet Coach Meehan at Coach Meehan, and Meehan spelled Meighan. I've known Coach a long time. It took me about 5 years, though, to learn how to spell his last name.
Hey, and what we're looking for, we talked a lot about tailgate, about food, but we're looking for your favorite tailgate dessert. That's what we want to hear.
I tell you, I gained 5 pounds just reading one from Belfry last year that they hit me up, and I think it was something like a triple chocolate cake or something, and I gained 5 pounds just reading that. And
all in his face.
Well, hey, now I've lost 65 pounds, so if Belfry fans are already tuned in, you can tweet me some of those, and I'll go ahead and gain that weight back a little bit. I don't mind. I lost 65 pounds since last year's state championships. Receiver to the wide right, double tight ends. We have a wing back to the right. The lone man dotting that what would be an I formation is 33, Goff, and they give it to him, and he's upended at about the 8. So a gain of 2. Actually, give him 3. It'll be maybe a first down. I think, first down and goal at the 8 for Northern Pulaski.
Looks like big number 99 in there making the tackle for Newburg.
99 is Faranmi Bamakoli, I believe, is how you say his last name. If not, anybody listening to Newburg, give me a pronunciation of it. I would appreciate that. Don't want to mess the young man's name up. Polston will pull it on the zone read and get to the 5, and then is drilled.
Yeah, the initial hit was by 21, I think it is, the little guy in there.
That's Jamarian Smith. Also saw Xavion Stoner in there on the tackle as well.
Jamari Smith stood him up, and then Stoner made the tackle.
And I saw Leverett coming in to clean up anything that was needed to. Should Polston have kept his balance?
Second down here.
Polston
fakes.
Run
this one in.
Throws back across the middle, man wide open in the back of the end zone.
Penalty.
But a flag down, and I think we got a guy in the offensive line, unfortunately, downfield a little too far.
Yeah, I believe so, too. Yeah, yes, illegal receiver downfield. It's funny, the official, to get the guy's number, had to walk right up on him. It's hard for them to see their numbers, too.
Well, they also had to wait till he turned around.
Yeah.
So an ineligible receiver downfield wipes away the touchdown. And
quarterback could have run that ball in there, and he really could have. He had the corner. It would have been easy to just prance on in.
Yeah, but, man, he showed some patience there, too. I mean,
he threw a nice pass.
He looked back and did what you, as a coach, and you being a quarterback's coach, too, at one time, never throw back across the middle of the field.
Yeah, don't want to throw late across the middle. That's the key.
Because everything that can happen can be bad, except for one thing, and that's the touchdown. They hand it off on the wing back reverse. Johnson has him. And that is Goff, who is dropped at about the 6.
And Johnson pinned him down and threw him down. This defense is hanging pretty tough here now.
Yeah.
Scott's going to make it 3rd and goal, correct? Yes,
3rd and goal from the 6.
Look at the time on the clock, though. Yeah. Only a minute and 40 seconds to go.
Minute 45. Northern Pulaski was hanging some serious points on some teams coming through. We'll give you their route and Newburg's route here in just a minute to this semifinal game. Each team down to 1 timeout. Polston looking back over at the coaching staff, all 10 of them here on the sidelines. Actually, I think we have 8 on the side and 2 up in the booth. And timeout Northern Pulaski. Took a lot of time. Northern Pulaski got here with victories over Ashland Middle School, up at Belfry High School at 42-16. Then they beat Johnson County 30-8, and then knocked off Corbin in the region finals 32-6. So they had to go through 2 pretty good middle school football programs there in Johnson County and Corbin to get to this point. Newburg was the 4 seed coming out of the Louisville area. This region 3 was played at Christian Academy in Louisville, right off the Waterston Parkway right there. You can basically see the field from when you're coming off I-64. They beat Union out of Northern Kentucky 46-0, then turned around and beat Barrett 14-6, and then knocked off Elkhorn from our neck of the woods down in Frankfort 30-6 to get here. So
pretty good. Both of them,
yeah,
pretty impressive on
pretty
the way
impressive
to
stuff.
the semifinal.
Yeah, agreed. And that's a big region there because you go from Louisville all the way up to Lexington because the LCA was in that region as well for the 7th graders. So we got that inverted wishbone from the shotgun formation. Polston throws for the end zone. Touchdown. Northern Pulaski. And that is Zach Travis. He gets the touchdown anyway. He was the young man who caught the touchdown a moment ago that was called back because of the ineligible receiver downfield. But this time they give it to Travis, and it's touchdown Maroons, and they lead it 14-0 with 1:15 to play.
They brought him out of the formation and onto the out pattern on the left side. He was open there. Then the defense just forgot about him.
Yeah, it was a double tight end look too with that inverted wishbone.
Mm-hmm.
So Pulaski will go back to the power eye. They started in that on the opening drive, got away from it after a couple of plays. They go right back to it. They fake the golf. Polston rolls out, cut off, and a nice tackle. The football comes loose, recovered by Pulaski, which now still makes it a live football, but the 2-point conversion is no good. The guy on the tackle for Newburg was Leverett. On the stop.
Leverett on the tackle. The ball was pitched almost like a shuttle pass to one of the linemen.
Looked like, yeah, which
55.
would have been an illegal forward pass unless he was 50. Like, who was the running back for Oakland back in the day that kind of made like a fumble and then Dave Casper picked it up and scored?
I don't remember.
I don't remember that one.
I don't know how you remember that.
I was old. No, Billy Whiteshoe's never played for the Raiders. I do know that I got to meet him. Yeah, William and I got to meet Billy Whiteshoes Johnson a year that we went to Williamsburg, Virginia to do a football university Top Gun camp, and that was fun. Got to meet him. Mark Logan was down there as well, and Mark looked at me. I had him a UK shirt on. He goes, "Wait a minute. How do I see a Kentuckian down here?" So, matter of fact, that's where I met Madison Central's quarterback, Zach Harden. Was a 7th grader down there for that camp.
Well, I coached Mark Logan here at Bryan Station.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually at the time
nice young man,
a running back coach, and yes, he is a very fine young man and was a super football player.
Mm-hmm.
Had a burst of speed from his position in the backfield through the line of scrimmage. I don't think I've ever seen anybody that quick in that first burst of speed.
Well, he was part of that 3-headed monster in those back-to-back Hall of Fame game years at the University of Kentucky with George Adams right here out of Lexington, Lafayette. You had Mark Logan, who brought kind of a power speed game to it. George Adams was the hammer out of that group. He also had above-average speed. And then you had the little guy, Mark Higgs out of Owensboro High School.
The ball keeps blowing off the tee here, guys.
Yeah, well, now the wind's blowing in the face, it looks like, of Northern Pulaski. Now they're going to –
That's right.
I guess. Now they're going to try to figure out how to hold the football. Got an assistant coach going, what am I supposed to do now? And they never have this problem at the middle school level, I don't think, of the ball blowing off the tee. Maybe not. I don't know.
Well, the ball's smaller, and it is lighter, so it's very possible.
And now I didn't see the number who gets to hold the football.
He doesn't want to hold it. He
doesn't.
Resistant to that.
And they're going to try the onside kick, and it's not going to go anywhere near the 10 yards it needs. And Newburg will probably take it right there at the 43-yard line of Northern Pulaski.
Right, right.
With 1:15 to play. Now, Newburg can make this thing interesting here at halftime if they can get a score here against this Northern Pulaski defense. Next game coming up, 2 number 1 seeds out of the respective regions, South Warren and Glasgow. And I'm not sure. I think South Warren's pretty much a brand new school. They're probably, 5, 6 years old?
Yes.
Maybe, down there in the Bowling Green area. I can't remember if they're Trojans or Spartans. I think they're Spartans. For some reason, that name comes to mind.
I don't know, but Warren County's produced some pretty good football teams.
Yeah, not too bad.
Juggernaut down there.
Oh, man. I mean, and especially right now with that Bowling Green group. We'll see their 8th grade group a little bit later tonight.
Nobody in the backfield. They have an empty backfield. A lot of receivers out here.
Yeah, and got a quarterback under center. They turn, they give it off on a jet sweep, and Price is one of the tacklers, but the guy that made that play looks like, is that 18?
No, it's not 18. I didn't get it either.
Is it right out here on the side over here?
Well, number 2 is out here on the edge.
Yeah.
18's a safety.
Well, there's another guy right here on the outside linebacker spot. Anyway, they give it back deep to Johnson. He'll get down near the 35. And timeout Newburg with 31.9 to play before halftime. Coach, as you can tell at this middle school level, I am a stickler for giving the kids names. Because if I don't, I'm sure I'll have a mother up here in this press box.
Well, yeah, they need to be recognized.
They do.
And it gets tough sometimes.
I mean, these uniforms for Northern Pulaski, don't get me wrong, they look good. But, boy, it's a nightmare trying to figure out numbers. I vote for the white number to be the number and then maybe the maroon being the outside of it. But
you don't have a vote.
I don't have a vote. I don't.
This is a good situation to be in here for Newburg, because if they can get the football and move it down the field here, they don't have much time, but they need some momentum going into halftime.
Because they get the football to start the second half as well. So if they can get a touchdown here, that makes that opening possession of the second half that much easier on Newburg.
It makes a difference.
Actually, it looks like a wishbone formation. All 3 backs in a 2-point stance. They give it off to Johnson. Big hole left, stiff arm, 20.
Another stiff arm.
Yep, and he gets down to about the 12, maybe the 13-yard line. But, boy, he gave a stiff arm to somebody and shucked him off. And it'll be first down, and now Johnson's got cramping. Another cramp again.
Yes, he is. He's seriously cramping.
Boy, he jumped straight up in the air and went down.
Yep. Those cramps are a monster. They really hurt.
Oh, man.
But, you have to stretch them out. And
we've all had them as athletes and stuff. And I can remember after playing, I think it was a baseball for an entire day in a tournament when I was younger. And in the middle of the night, I got cramps in both legs and sat straight up in bed and screamed out. And my parents heard me. And, of course, my dad's a former baseball coach. My mom's a former softball coach. And they said, "What's wrong?" I said, "I got cramps." And simultaneously, I hear, "Get up and walk it off." I said, "I can't. I got them in both legs."
They're getting him up now.
Yeah, he got it. Boy, I think it's in that right calf.
I don't know. They're helping him up. We'll see. But they can't afford. They need to have him within that last 29 seconds of this football.
Oh, yeah. He'll have to sit out at least one play. Newburg does have one timeout left. They're at the 12. Actually, the 13 is where they mark it. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 13 for the Tigers of Newburg, who trail at 14-0. Clock running, and they're taking time getting set.
Yeah, I know. They should be.
They throw across the middle.
Nice job.
And he breaks the tackle. Touchdown, Newburg.
Absolutely. No, he's hurt.
I think he fell on the football. Touchdown for the Tigers of Newburg. I think when he went to dive for the goal line, he forgot to put the football out, and he had it underneath of him and fell on it.
Yep, and now, again, that slows the game down here in the last 13 seconds.
Yep, but Newburg gets a big score here at the end of the first. Another cramp? I tell you, one way to cut down on your potential cramping is drink a lot of fluids the week leading up to the game.
Yeah, not the game, not right before the game.
Yeah, but and a lot of parents, not knocking parents, but a lot of parents don't know that to keep that down, you got to eat a lot of, not necessarily bananas, but that's good because it's potassium rich, as well as you do potatoes and pasta and stuff like that.
Real
but
good, yeah.
But hydrating with Gatorade or Powerade or whatever, some kind of drink, sports drink like that, and water is probably the best to do that.
Right, but not cola.
Because
cola's got caffeine, and the caffeine helps draw the fluid from you.
And even tea.
Yeah.
Iced tea won't work. They send Lewis out to the left side and get a delay of game. Wow. Been around this game a long time as a player, coach, broadcaster. I've not seen a delay of game on an extra point attempt in a long time, but you'll see it.
I think the coaches misunderstood. They thought they had more time.
Yeah, the play clock is always running. And they're taking a lot of time again. They're going to be in danger here. The good news is they're only a score and a 2-point conversion away from tying it if they don't get this one. Halftime coming up, and Johnson fumbles the football.
Nothing there.
Yep. It wasn't going to go far anyway, but they're still only down one score. So with 13.1 to play, now if you're Newburg, you have to cover this kickoff. You got some momentum. You get the football to start the second half. You don't want to give back what momentum you've gotten off a couple of really nice plays on your last offensive series. So 13.1 to play, 14-6 in favor of Northern Pulaski.
It would have helped if they'd have made the 2-point conversion here.
Yeah.
I think that in this middle school game that they should try to throw the 2-point conversion, try to pass.
Right.
The reason being you cannot return – not like in college you can return a conversion for 1 point, I think.
Yes, it's 2, yeah.
Yeah, I think, you're right.
NFL game now, too, has adopted that about 5 or 6 years ago as well.
In the middle school and high school, you can't do that. So why not put the ball in the air and give your receiver an opportunity to catch it, or even an interference penalty?
Yeah. Can I ask you a question, too, Coach? Why hasn't the high school game adopted that as well?
I don't know. I think they just try to keep things more simple if they can for the officials, pretty much.
14-6. Newburg will kick it off, and they'll kick it down the middle of the field. Price will grab it at the 30. Angles off to the right side. He has an alley.
Nice tackle.
But then, boy, another nice tackle. That is Vance again, down around the ankles.
Yes, they can tackle. They know the right way to tackle, too. They're not messing around trying to get high up on these bigger guys, so they're locking them up, making really good tackles.
You know what? I would speculate this might be the best tackling team I've seen in the 6 years we've done this.
But they have to be, too.
Undersized, and they know they're undersized. They're probably undersized against a lot of teams they play maybe in their regular season. So, you got to go down low and, number one, keep your head up.
And probably well coached, on that technique.
So Polston has twin receivers to either side. They're going to run the screen. This is Goff, who has a head of steam. He'll get the first down inside the 35, and
the clock ran out.
The clock will run out as the first half ends. An entertaining first half of action. It's 14 for Northern Pulaski, 6 for Newburg. We'll be back with halftime of the Kentucky Middle School Football Association State Playoffs on PrepSpin.com.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com, locally owned and operated since 1972.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
I'm not happy with my teeth. They're not straight enough.
Let me fix them for you.
No. You are not White, Greer, and Maggard.
I'm sort of like White, Greer, and Maggard. I'm local, love smiles, love to fix things.
No.
Sorta you isn't you. White, Greer, and Maggard, where a beautiful smile is just the beginning.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Welcome back to R.L. Grider Stadium here on the campus of Bryan Station High School on an absolutely stunningly gorgeous day as we're broadcasting on PrepSpin.com the semifinals of the middle school championship here at Bryan Station. I have a special guest today, and I'm going to talk a little bit, first of all, about something I've tried to do for a lot of football games when we broadcast high school games, Jamie. I call it the UFO tribute. And the UFO stands for Unheralded Football Overachiever. And it means we take a person involved in the program here. In this case, it would be you, involved in all the programs here, basically. And we want to get someone who contributes a lot to football at the youth level, at the middle school level, at the high school level, and talk a little bit about that. People, someone who people don't normally hear about, and someone that's important to this wonderful, beautiful game of football that we care so much about. So today we're going to talk with Jamie Howell as a UFO today. You've never been called on a UFO before.
I've been called a lot, but I don't know if I've been called UFO.
Unheralded Football Overachiever. Jamie is the East-West coordinator of Kentucky Middle School Football Association. He's doing a lot of things today. He's wearing more than one hat. We'll talk about those hats in just a second. First of all, Jamie, what do you think about this facility, this beautiful day here?
I'll tell you guys, first of all, we wanted to say we surely appreciate you all being here and broadcasting these games to the folks that can't make it out. I know they really appreciate it. We've got grandpas and grandmas and aunts and uncles that maybe can't be here, so we really, really appreciate you guys. But I don't know. I know I've been to this makes 6 of these for me. And a couple of years when we had it at Lexington Catholic, we were out in the snow one Saturday morning. So this is beautiful, beautiful weather. We couldn't ask for any better weather, and just glad to be here this weekend.
Yeah, maybe a little warm. We're having some players. We're getting some cramps out here, but that's okay too. Jamie, first of all, let's talk a little bit about the hats you wear. Specifically, why are you here today?
Well, several years ago, a group of us got together and decided we wanted to try to help in any way we can at the middle school level to improve the game of football in the state of Kentucky. And we thought we get together could offer maybe some options to kids that they never had in the past. I know back years ago when I played, we didn't have anything that we called a middle school state championships. You played 7-8 games and you got ready for basketball season. So a lot of these kids, we like to give them the opportunity by having the state championships, a playoff system. And then we also have a Team Kentucky that we try to get some of the best players from the state to middle school level and play teams from other states. And we also have our own East-West, best of the East, best of the West game Thanksgiving weekend at Kentucky State, where we try to pick 50 of the best players from the East and 50 from the West to play each other and come down and just enjoy a weekend on Thanksgiving.
Well, keep that in mind. I want to address that in just a second because I think that's a great idea, and I haven't heard of that before, actually. So we'll address that in just a second. When we're talking about the association, though, that you deal with, how was that formed, and who's on that association?
We have a board that consists of about 7 of us. Greg Mitchell, I think this was his view back several years ago. He is the president of our association. He's an attorney here in Lexington, Frost, Brown, and Todd. I think basically he and a gentleman, J.T. Bass, that was a former member of the board, kind of got together and had the idea to form the association, along with Jeff Mann, who's a former member, and Adam Lantman. And then also we have Bronson Gowdy on the staff this year, and also Griffin, we have him on the staff this year, and then myself, and Tommy Tackett.
Well, any of you out here that are watching PrepSpin right now and you would like to tweet a question, William Warfield here can pick up the tweet and we can ask it to Jamie. If you have a question for Jamie about the organization or about what he does or so on, you can tweet us at PrepSpin. That's at PrepSpin. And we can get that transferred over to Jamie. Jamie, now let's talk about that All-Star game that you're talking about. Give me a little bit of background about that and tell me something about it.
That is another event that we try to hold every Thanksgiving. The folks with in Frankfort have done a great job of embracing us and welcoming us to Kentucky State University each Thanksgiving weekend. Like I said, we have a 7th grade and an 8th grade game. We try to come up with 50 of the best from the East against 50 of the best from the western part of the state. And we let them practice on Friday, practice on Saturday. We have a banquet for them at the convention center in Frankfort on Saturday evening, and also a combine on Saturday. So it's a full weekend of football for them. But the main thing, they get to meet a lot of new friends, develop a lot of relationships that they might not, and guys they can follow all the way through, maybe through high school even.
One of the things that I don't know whether you do this or not, but one of the things I've noticed that I really like is when organizations that are like you that really care about these kids, you do speak to these kids about the right things to do, about academics and so on.
Sure, academics. We had the regional championships last weekend and try to go out at the coin toss, and we're all at a different site and go out and talk to the kids, and that's the main thing I try to stress to them. And congratulate them on making it this far and putting in a lot of hard work in the summer months and fall, but most importantly, to go out and play the game with class and win with class as well as lose with class.
So you're doing some scouting here, aren't you?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're here watching the teams. We've got a little committee that we have together, watching those teams that are performing out here this weekend. And also, tomorrow we're having a tryout. Anyone that's interested in coming for the Kentucky team and the East-West game, they can come down. We have registration here at Bryan Station tomorrow morning beginning at 7 o'clock. It'll run till 8, and then we'll have a tryout for the Team Kentucky and the East-West All-Star game that'll run from 8 to 11.
You going to be over here?
I'll be here probably 6 o'clock again tomorrow morning.
I'll tell you what, it was cold when we first got here, and then it warmed up. William, you got a question here?
Yeah, I got Joe wants to know how can players get on the All-Star team, and then we got another question that came in and want to know, is the All-Star team the same team that represents the state of Kentucky going through?
Those are two different teams. That's through FBU, the All-Star team that represents the state of Kentucky. That's Team Kentucky. We'll have a 6th grade, a 7th grade, and an 8th grade team. 3 different teams for that, which will play in different states and continue to progress as far as they can make it to the national championship. And we also have, like I was saying, the East-West All-Star game. It's a separate entity in itself that'll take place on Thanksgiving weekend. And if they're interested in coming and trying out for either of those teams, be here ready to register from 7 o'clock in the morning.
7 o'clock in the morning. Be here before the sun rises in central Kentucky to get that done. Jamie, we got about 2 minutes to go here, and we're going to do some stats. So first of all, I want to thank you for coming up and talking to us. I think we got a lot of good information. And for me personally, I don't know a lot about this. This is my first time broadcasting this thing, and I didn't find out till last night I was going to do it. I was extremely happy to do it. I'm extremely happy to meet you, and congratulations to your organization and the good work you do for middle school football. Actually, I remember years ago in Fayette County that they decided to soften the rules. They changed the rules of middle school football to make it just wasn't football anymore. And thank goodness some good sense prevailed, and people like you and your organization come in and make this game of football just the way it should be.
Well, we know that Kentucky's always been considered a basketball state, but there's a large group of people that would like it to be football too. So we want these kids to have the same opportunity as any basketball player would, and hope that this helps. And again, we thank you guys and really appreciate you being here and everything you do for us.
Well, thank you again, Jamie Howell, and we will get Darren back on here and stay here and do some stats. Thank you very much, sir. Darren, you want to grab some stats real quick?
Got them right here in front of me. 14-6 is the score. Northern Pulaski, they lead in first downs 8-2. They lead in total yards 92-13 over Newburg, but they only lead by 8. Both teams, though, very good in the red zone. 2 for 2 for Northern Pulaski, 1 for 1 for Newburg. So that bodes well for both teams as we go to the second half. Update from Columbia, Missouri. Early second quarter, UK 7, Missouri nothing. But a bad news for the Wildcats. Boone Williams injured in the first quarter, but expect to come back in the second quarter. So keeping up with that. And I'm going to have to try to find out about my Georgetown Tigers. They help pay my bills too. And they play the number 3 ranked team in the country at the NAIA level in Reinhardt down in southern part of Georgia. And if you're ever over, 2 more chances to see Georgetown play at home. If you're ever over, come over and send word up to the press box. I'll come down and say hi to you if you're listening to us here on the PrepSpin Network at the middle school for one of these middle schools that are here. So not a lot of offense for either side outside that first drive of the game for Northern Pulaski. The Maroons will kick it off, moving right to left on your devices. Ever how you're watching us, there's about 15 different ways. And they'll kick it. It takes a crazy hop, and covered by the back man, and that is Vance, I believe.
Good field position again. That ball did take a funny hop on the kickoff.
I mean, I've seen it. Well, now we got 2 footballs on the field. We got to figure out whose ball is whose. Northern Pulaski will use their ball when they're on offense and kicking, and the officials sort it out, and we'll be back to action. A big score at the end of the first half for the Tigers of Newburg, Coach, that cut that 14-0 lead down to 14-6. Unfortunately, the 2-point conversion failed for the Tigers, and here they go, that stack eye, or the eye bone as they called it back in the day. They give it to the deep man, Johnson. Big hole right up the middle. He'll get almost 10. He's going to be stopped just shy of the first down at the 48.
Yeah, number 26 and number 33 on the tackle.
26 is Barrick Williams, and 33 is Corbin Goff for the Maroons. A gain of 9. It'll be 2nd down and 1 for the Tigers of Newburg out of Louisville.
Stacked eye again.
How's that? They turn, give it off to Johnson, running left. He'll get the first down. The ball came free, but looking at the official on the far side, he's going to give him the first down and said the ground caused the fumble. So it'll be first down for Newburg at their own 48-yard line.
Yeah, number for Pulaski, number 64, had a shot at the ball and didn't get it. He's kind of upset with himself there.
Leighton Abbott, who's the Maroon who's coach is referring to. A big drive out of the locker room for the Tigers of Newburg. If they can punch this in and get the 2-point conversion, we've got a football game.
They love this stacked eye formation.
Now they're going back to it again. They turn, they give it off to the deep man. This time it is Jamarian Smith. And he'll get right at the midfield stripe, a gain of 2. That time they flip-flopped Johnson and Smith. Smith had been the fullback, or the very first guy in that stacked eye. And they flip-flopped he and Johnson. Johnson was on the back of that eye bone formation.
Nice little job by number 58 for for Pulaski. He's
Donovan Abbott is who that is.
Doing a real good job there at the outside linebacker.
They give it off to Johnson from that deep spot in the eye. He bounces outside. Going to get down near the 40 and have another Newburg first down.
Nice job of driving the football. Look at this team now. They're not messing around. They got that momentum at the end of the first half, Darren. They like that. That gives them
They
some
sure
hope.
did.
And playing pretty good offense right now. This game is going to end up to be a pretty decent game.
Yeah. 14-6 right now is the score. Newburg on the move with the opening drive of the second half. 5:04 clock running. The eye bone formation, they flip-flop Johnson and Smith again. Actually, this is 23 Leverett. So they're playing musical backs back there.
Yeah, number 33, I believe, again at the bottom of the pile.
That's Goff. And now Newburg going a little hurry up themselves. Now they got Leverett as the middle back.
I can't. Little shout out for Jamarian Smith, hello from his sister.
Unfortunately, he can't hear you right now. He's a little busy.
We can't shout loud enough, hon. We'll try. What's the sister's name?
Her name is
Tanisha.
Yeah. We'll do the best we can, but he's occupied.
Tanisha, hello to you from PrepSpin.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching and appreciate the shout out there.
3rd and about 4 for the Tigers of Newburg. Johnson, the fullback. The middle back is Vance. And here's Smith on the sweep. Gets the outside corner, 20. And knocked out of bounds at about the 17-yard line.
Yeah.
Actually, they're going to call him. He stepped out of bounds at the 21,
yeah,
but he still
right
has the first
21.
down.
Right at the 21, he stepped out. Really good play, good design. Notice how they shifted out of the stacked eye to a little power eye look and gave it to the up back around the corner.
Now, that was the middle back out of that eye bone. And we talk about eye bone, that goes back to the early Bill Curry days. Boy, that's a flash out of the past for UK fans, isn't it?
Real early.
The eye bone. Again, they go to that same formation. They give it off to Johnson, who was in the fullback spot, and he'll get inside the 20 to about the 18. It'll be a gain of 3. Second down and 7 with 3.5 to play, and the clock moving.
Number 47 on that tackle. Nice job.
47 is Jericho Dixon.
Yeah, you have to excuse. I'm not giving the names. Darren's giving the names. He has the roster. These uniforms are difficult to read. They're pretty far away from us, so I've got the binoculars on the defensive player so we can give the number to give credit to people who really deserve the credit.
Eyebone, quarterback sneak.
Still moving.
By Smith, and he's going to get down inside the 15. Actually going to mark him right on the 15. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 4. And now Smith is hurt.
He's hurt his shoulder a little bit. One of the things when a person is hurt like that, you don't grab him and pick him up. One of his own players grabbed him by the jersey to pick him up, and I think it made it hurt worse.
Hopefully it's just one of those things called a stinger. And
Now they're helping him up.
That's exactly what that one of those good little things. It's a quick pinch of a nerve is what those stingers are. Is how one of the trainers described to me, and it feels like your arm is on fire.
Yep, I've had that.
So a gain of 2. There'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Newburg Tigers on the Northern Pulaski 15 on the opening drive of the second half, Coach.
2 big downs, Darren. 2 big downs.
Well, look at that undersized offensive line for Newburg, and they are right now establishing tempo and the line of scrimmage. They'll throw it, and the receiver wasn't looking. Threw it behind him. Did the quarterback, Karante Britt. We haven't mentioned his name today.
Good idea, actually. Good idea, but it just didn't get there.
Yeah, threw it behind him a little bit, too, and that was one of those situations that was going to make it a little tougher to catch it.
They need to come reach into their playbook here and find out a way to get a first down here, keep this momentum alive, and maybe get a 2-point conversion and tie this game up.
4th and 4. They have Johnson as the wing back to the left. He's the guy with the size. They give it off to him on the wing back reverse. He's at the 15. He needs the 11. He won't get there. When he stopped right at the line of scrimmage. They got away from the eye bone, Coach, and it was successful for them.
Right, they did, and they're really good job of tackling number 23 and on the bottom of that tackle.
23? Don't have
No, 33.
33, that's Goff again.
Goff again, yeah. Goff's doing a heck of a job.
Well, I get the feeling that Corbin Goff for Northern Pulaski is pretty active on defense. We've called his name several times on that drive.
Right, now he's cramping too. They're stretching him out on the sideline.
Wow. It is a little bit warmer than everybody's used to in late October in not only central Kentucky, but pretty much the entire state's going to be engulfed with this warm front.
Yes.
Over this weekend. 2:19 to play in the third. The first possession of the second half for Northern Pulaski Maroons. They give it off to the fullback Price. Up over the 20, over the 25. First down on the first carry of the second half for Price.
Very nice job by Price. Good job. Got to give credit where credit's due. The offensive line over number 59 had a nice block on that play, and number 52 also.
Aiden Wesley and a 52. I don't have him.
It's probably 62.
62. Okay,
yeah, 62.
That's Jackson Whitaker.
Mr. Whitaker, nice block.
The center and the left guard. They go back to Price. This time nothing doing. He stopped in the backfield for a loss.
63 also.
Yeah, Declan Hayes.
Nice job of blocking.
Used to that because I have a young man whose dad is actually a full-blown British citizen. So I'm used to that name, Declan. If I had a son, I think I may name him Declan. If. Big word. I know you just let that one go too, Coach.
Yeah, I did.
I've teed you up a couple of times. You left them alone.
I don't do that to friends. No.
You're awful nice, Coach. I appreciate that. A $120, Polston on the zone read, pulls it, comes around here to the left side, breaks the tackle to 30. Up over the 35, he has space. Midfield, looking for a block, still darting in and out, and maybe should have gone ahead and kept going forward because he had a guy out in front. But he's into Newburg territory and dropped at the 33-yard line. And I believe that's number 42, Sean Bullitt, that made the tackle.
Really nice run. I tell you what, this guy's got some wheels on him.
Nice job of the zone read, too, Coach. And it was actually a true zone read. They let him read it. So
like I said, there's a lot of progression with middle school football. They're doing a lot of things that high school teams do.
You go empty backfield. Trips to the right. They bring one in motion. Jet sweep it. This is Harness. 20, 15, 10, 5. And going to be bumped out of bounds by Johnson, who made a lunge for him at the last second and knocked him out at the 5,
right.
Maybe the 3.
Yeah, maybe the 3 inside the 5. That was a really nice play there, too. Good run, a little bounce inside, bounce outside, get the corner.
Yep, a jet sweep to Harness, who is the inside receiver here to the twin side, the short side, which was the near side here. And he got a good block from 83, Gibson, to get him around the corner.
Trying to look for the play from the sideline, came in a little late here.
First and goal for the Maroons from the Newburg 3. Polson, that's Price, just battles his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Northern Pulaski.
Let's give a big congratulations, number 63, big offensive lineman, led him into the end zone.
That's Declan Hayes.
Way to go, Declan. Nice job.
They have him on the roster as a center, but I think he's playing left guard.
He's playing guard, yeah.
Yeah, okay. But an old coach used to tell me, Coach, if you're on the offensive line, you better know all 5 positions because you may have to play one of them one day sometime due to injuries or whatever.
Yep. And that's a brotherhood, too.
Mm-hmm. You're a unit. That's basically the only group on the field that works as a unit totally. Because you have to know who's got who and all that stuff, and there's a whole lot of communication down there in the trenches. We have an illegal procedure against.
One of the running backs moved forward, slanted.
Kind of
leaned forward.
Tilted, kind of leaned a little bit too much.
Yep. This isn't Canadian football. You can't do that.
Where you got 15 guys moving at once.
Yep.
I can't get used to that. I love to watch it because it's an exciting brand of football north of the border. However, you got 12 guys on the field. It's 120 yards long from goal line to goal line. Plus, the end zones are 25 yards deep.
Immense. They're immense.
Of course, I'd like to watch some of the bloopers out of the Canadian Football League because they got the goalpost right on the goal line.
Yeah, and it used to be that way here, too.
You have some quarterbacks that like to run the receivers into it just for humor. Delay of game now against Northern Pulaski. Wow. You have a legal procedure, and you have a delay of game on back-to-back plays. And now you got first and goal from the 14. And now we're going to get a coach out on the field, and they've, I think, had their warning, have they? Yeah, they have. And it's another 5-yard penalty.
You know, this is coach's control. I mean, coach has got to handle this. He has his center back or quarterback coming all the way to the sideline to get the play. Then he has to run all the way back in with the play. If they have the play late, they're just not getting it there.
Right.
They need to develop some hand signals.
Well, they've got the wristbands, and they've been calling certain plays, but this, I guess they wanted a direct play. Double tight ends, receivers to either side. Polston looking to the near side. It's broken up by Lewis, Darian Lewis.
Nice job, Lewis. He just fronted that receiver, got in front of him, and just knocked the ball down.
Pretty good throw from Polston. That's 32.9 to go, and that was the 2-point conversion. So you have not only a false start, then you have a delay of game, then you have the coach getting penalized for being on the field after the sideline warning in the first half. That's 15 yards you gave up.
Right. The interesting sideline, if you break the sideline warning the first time, the second time you get a 5-yard penalty, unless there's interference.
Right.
In other words, if the official is running down the sideline and runs into a coach.
That's unsportsmanlike, correct?
Oh, it's a big time penalty. What? Yeah. We
got enough hot air in here always. We don't need.
You know, is that your cup?
Yes.
You could brace your cup underneath that window.
Yeah, it's empty too. But Coach Mike Meehan, along with Darren Douglas, here at Bryan Station's R.L. Grider Stadium in Lexington, Kentucky, for the Kentucky Middle School Football Association State Football Championships semifinals today. We've had 2 games completed. We're in game number 3. This is the first semifinal of the 7th grade game. The second game is South Warren and Glasgow. And then we have 2 more 8th grade divisions to play this afternoon and evening. I think Newburg was offsides on the kickoff.
A little offsides, yeah.
And they're the receiving team.
Did you see that?
Yeah. Pick the flag up to pitch it where it was the official.
He was polite. The player for Pulaski picked the flag up and went to hand it to the official. And the official said, no, put it down there. That's where the penalty is.
And the young man said, my bad.
My bad, yeah, my bad. I was just trying to be nice.
Had a game last night, my coach, that I did with my longtime partner, Matt Calvert, and down in Versailles, and it wasn't good for the home team. It was a blowout loss, but had a longtime official. I told him I was doing this today, and he said, give me a shout-out. He said, I don't know where I'll be. Hopefully I'll be listening. If not, I'll get back online later on tonight and check it out. Bernie Jenkins.
Yes.
A long time out. Not only a football official, but a basketball official and an umpire in baseball. He's been doing all 3 of these games or sports for nearly 40 years.
Yeah, and a high from me, from Mike Meehan too. He was an official for many games that I coached, especially when I was head coach at Dunbar. And always the best official. Did a super job.
And believe it or not, he had time to coach Georgetown Middle School for 29 years on the football side of things. Onside kick picked up by an up man for Newburg, and he's scampering around but unable to find any daylight. He gets a couple on the return. That's number 9, Zaven Stoner.
Stoner did a pretty good job of fielding that football. It's pretty hard to field a ball
and
like
he is
that.
Not a big young man.
Diminutive.
Diminutive is the word for him. Tell you what, though, he has been on a couple of tackles where he has stuck that face mask right in the knee and thigh area of ball carriers and dropped them right where they ran.
I'll take the tough guy over size anytime.
Thank you. If you can put heart in a lot of smaller guys and put them in some bigger guys that maybe underachieved, what a football player you'd have, huh?
I like this guy.
They give it off to Johnson on the wing back around. He is met in the backfield by a whole host of Maroons, led by number, I believe that's 76, I think.
It was 8 of the 11 players.
Well, 59 is Aiden Wesley. He was in on the stop. Another one of his defensive line mates was in there as well. I believe it was the other defensive tackle. And I think that may be Leighton Abbott. That might be 64.
That's the
end of the third quarter with Northern Pulaski in front in the 7th grade semifinal between the Maroons and the Tigers of Newburg, 20-6 on PrepSpin.com. Back to R.L. Grider Stadium on the campus of Bryan Station High School on the northern side of Lexington, Kentucky, on what has turned out to be an absolute gorgeous fall day in central Kentucky. We couldn't have ordered this any better, Coach.
No, it's absolutely perfect.
And we're in the 7th grade first semifinal game as Newburg has the football and they overthrow Johnson. And that does something, as Johnson's probably the tallest player on the field for either team.
Yeah, threw it a little high for him. He was open on the sideline, a little out route. So, again, they've got to figure out a way to move this football. They keep getting behind the chains.
Yeah, if they get ahead of the chains, they've been all right. And that eye-bone formation they came out with in the second half, really, I thought, did them some wonders as far as not confusing Northern Pulaski, but they were able to move the football because they just kept rotating backs.
Absolutely.
So they go trips right, and we're getting a false start on the far side. Johnson got a little antsy, kind of flinched.
Johnson got a little antsy, took a step forward, and he got called for it.
Now it'll be 3rd and about 20 now for the Tigers of Newburg. So 6:54 to play in this one.
Yeah.
That's a little early in the day, William, for you to be doing that, buddy. And you're the youngest one of the 3 of us in this booth. Coach and I can attest, the older you get, the worse the memory gets.
That's right, but the more you enjoy life, too.
That's true. Wishbone formation this time, the true wishbone. They turn, give it off on the counter play to the left half. I believe that is Smith.
Nice job of running the ball, and actually they ran an unbalanced line that time and ran back toward the unbalanced line.
An official timeout as we have an injured player, and I think that's Smith. He went head over heels. Somebody went low and submarined him, and he kind of flipped. I saw his feet go up over his head. And that's usually a sign of sometimes maybe the wind getting knocked out of you or one of those things. So we'll see. But quickly up, 21 is the number. That was Smith.
Yes, it was.
Jamarian Smith, who's played well. And Sis, he's okay. He's walking off under his own power. Well, maybe just like he got his bell rung a little bit too. So, matter of fact, I think he may have re-aggravated that stinger. Looks like.
Yeah, it might be. They're taking him all the way over to the bench to take a look at him.
Maybe give him a little ice there. So it'll be 4th and about 12. Johnson will be in punting formation. And the Pulaski coaching staff doesn't think they're going to punt it. And you hear a very vocal Northern Pulaski crew right to our left out in front of the press box. Bad snap. Johnson went to have it, and he's going to drop it. And he somehow held on to it, and it's dropped for a loss back at the 19-yard line.
A way crooked snap, came back far to his right. He actually did a pretty doggone good job of getting the football and keeping and falling on the football rather than maybe losing it, trying to bobble it or whatever. I tell you what, that was impressive.
Yeah, it'll be 1st and 10 for Northern Pulaski at the 20 of Newburg. And a touchdown here will pretty much put this thing away for Northern Pulaski.
Yes, it will. And again, Newburg outsized, a hard-fought,
boy, they are a gritty bunch, aren't they?
They're a really gritty bunch. This would be a good 8th grade team, won't it?
Oh, I think so. Both these teams would. They give it off. I believe this is Price. Big hole on the right side. He gets inside the 15. Might be close to a first down to 10. They're going to mark him, I think, just shy of the 10. Actually, going to put him on the 11. So it'll be 2nd down and 1. Gain of 9. So 2nd down and 1 for the Maroons of Northern Pulaski. For those of you that are alum or fans of Pulaski County, you got a good group coming up. Nice cut back in. He gets a space. Touchdown, Northern Pulaski. That is Gibson.
It was a really good job of cutting back. You're right. He was pinned against the sideline there. Made that one little step, dipped inside, and broke for the end zone. Good acceleration and score with 5 minutes and 17 seconds to go. They're going to have a chance for the 2-point conversion here, ahead 20-6. Pretty good job, Darren. A good job of blocking and a good job of setting the edge and stopping the outside sweep. But just too much running ability to cut back.
Well, Northern Pulaski looks like they have punched their ticket to tomorrow afternoon's 7th grade championship game. They give it off to Price, and boy, he got almost clotheslined.
And they didn't give us a call. Did he make it or not?
No, he did not.
He did not.
Did not make it. He got spun down short of the goal line, but the Maroons now lead 26-6 over Newburg in the 7th grade semifinal game. The next one coming up, South Warren and Glasgow in the 7th grade semifinal to meet the winner of this one. Back with more here on PrepSpin.com. Well, you see a sun-drenched field here at R.L. Grider Stadium, and that thing's going to – boy, a nice play by the Newburg player standing right there. He got just barely to the 50-yard line, and that is Darian Lewis. He saw it touch the 50, fell on it.
But the rule is, for people out there watching, the kicking team, the ball has to go 10 yards. But the receiving team can go closer to 10 yards to get the ball. You can go within that 10-yard area to get the football.
But as soon as it touches you, if you fumble it, then it's a live ball. But I tell you what, heads up to Darian Lewis, because he saw that thing cross the 50, just got right on the 50, and he fell on it.
So, yeah, I'm not going to give you that one.
Perfect play. I mean, I tell you what, you find some guys that are much older and maybe make millions of dollars that aren't smart enough to make that play.
Yeah, we've seen that in the pros and the college where they'll back away from the ball too soon.
So 1st and 10 for Newburg, right on the midfield stripe, trailing 26-6 with 5:17 to play. They have Johnson behind Smith and Laverette. And, boy, Pulaski bringing the house. They give it off to Johnson. Big hole. He breaks a tackle, and it'll drag a tackler along down to the 36-yard line.
Number 18.
Tackled by Sullivan, Cade Sullivan, the free safety for Northern Pulaski. Boy, if Johnson could have shaken Sullivan, he had nobody in a maroon jersey anywhere near him.
Yeah, you made a statement about, they were bringing the house. Well, if you bring the house and you break that line of scrimmage or go to that second level where the linebackers are, bam, you're gone.
You're gone, and it doesn't matter how big you are. We get should be 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line, actually marked him at the 37. 1st and 10 from the 37. They go back to the eye bone. They give it to Johnson again, running right. Bounces outside. Inside the 35, inside the 30. To about the 28.
A couple people on the tackle. Number 64 was the main guy.
64 is Leighton Abbott. He's been active from his defensive tackle spot.
And the safety again, 18 was up in there.
Goff as well.
This is big time for this program. They need to get this touchdown. Newburg needs to get some confidence here and get that ball in the end zone.
Well, they played a really good football game against a much bigger Northern Pulaski team. They moved Johnson from the back of the eye and put him on the wing back. They give it to the middle guy, and I believe this is Leverette.
Leverette, number 58, made the tackle. Nice job.
That is actually Smith again, I do believe. I think they put – nope, that's number 9, Xavier Stoner, the ball carrier. Leverette's in front of him. Boy, you can tell Leverette and Stoner are both diminutive. Stoner, the diminutive of the two. But when Johnson moves out away from them, they look like the big men on campus. But when Johnson's behind them,
Oh, yeah.
They look very, very short. But both those kids are tougher than nails. Both,
This could have gone either way. It looks like the offensive player moved first.
Yep. And is that number 20? That is Jay-Sean Claycomb for Newburg. A 5-yard penalty against the Tigers. It'll be first and 15 now from the Northern Pulaski 32. But you've got to be impressed with this Newburg team, Coach, because you can coach them up at some high schools. You can't get kids to tackle as well as this Newburg team has.
Just don't want to get behind the chains.
Now Johnson consults his quarterback. They turn, they give it off to the deep man. And he stopped behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 2.
Yeah, number 64 locked him up.
Abbott.
It's a good job, Mr. Abbott.
First one there for Northern Pulaski. That's 23. That is Leverett. And Coach, you'll appreciate this, and all our Lexington Catholic fans out there. J.J. Ogabugu is a return man for Georgetown College, and I've been coaching up the PA guy over there, trying to get him to pronounce his name right.
Yeah, Ogabugu, he's an extremely good football player.
And he's been instructed several times to call fair catches. You can tell body language he didn't want to call one.
No.
They have a man open, incomplete, looking for Darian Lewis. I think we might get pass interference on Northern Pulaski, or maybe holding.
Yeah, it wasn't. If it was interference, I did not see that call.
We have an ineligible receiver downfield for Newburg. That's the umpire. I thought I saw one back where the play developed, but evidently not. I may have seen the flag out of the corner of my eye for the ineligible receiver downfield.
You know, this is a 7th grade game, but this is very important to these kids.
Oh, yeah.
Their parents and fans, but especially to these kids. This is a semifinal. This is a championship series. And you've got to really want these kids really want to do well.
Yeah, and they've you know what? And it's never guaranteed that you will be back here. Double tight ends, 3 receivers to the left. They throw underneath to Johnson, incomplete. Be 4th down.
Levi Belcher wants to give a shout-out to Drew Colston.
Levi Belcher on Twitter wants to give a shout-out to Drew Colston here.
Colston, yeah, the quarterback for Northern Pulaski. And again, Levi, we'll tell you what we told the young lady a moment ago. We'll holler. I'm not sure they'll hear us. They're a little busy.
Well,
Smith says, hey, Jammer, this is your family. We love you and hope you are okay. Now, remember, they're going to go back and watch this.
That's true.
That's true. That's key, yeah.
We'll give them the shout-out.
They'll come back and watch this, and they'll see that their fans care about them and their family.
Families, and that's the thing I think that's lost at the high school and middle school level, how vitally important the family structure is to teams. And we're going to false start again against Newburg. They just keep shooting themselves in the foot.
Keep going backwards and getting behind the chains, and then there's not much you can do. It's a struggle.
Not many people have 4th and 25 in their playbook.
Faith, family,
food and football. Well, in
our
case, that's the way it is, because broadcasters want to have that food as immediately as possible.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Well, hey, our longtime friend Gary Ball's got me broke in on that.
If Belford gets here, maybe they'll bring you some shrimp cocktail again.
The cabbage rolls is the one that caught my eye.
Oh, man, what a tackle.
A sack by, is that 36?
Oh, perfect, thank
you. Yes, very good. Very well done.
26 is who it was. Barrick Williams on the sack for Northern Pulaski, and Newburg will give it away on downs with 2 minutes, 27 seconds to play, and Northern Pulaski inching closer to that 7th grade state championship game tomorrow.
Need to just control the clock here, drive the ball down the field, see if they can use up the rest of this time.
That 7th grade championship game tomorrow for Northern Pulaski fans, if you're interested, will begin at 2 o'clock or thereabouts. That scheduled time is 2 p.m. tomorrow, October 30th.
Give or take.
Give or take, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be at the conclusion of the game previous to that starts at noon. That will start definitely at noon. But this will be at somewhere around 2. If that first game ends earlier, it'll be 10 minutes after the completion of that first game. So
Pulaski's taking their time here in the sideline huddle.
Yeah, I think they got 6 minutes on the timeout, you know.
Yeah.
We're not on a TV timeout.
We got a young man that's doing some rhythm on the sideline, doing a little hopping dancing down here.
Yeah. Shotgun formation. They give it off to Gibson, and he's dropped for a yard loss.
Good tackle, coming up hard from the linebacker position.
Johnson on the stop. They got Christian. They said Christian. What number do they have there?
17's a quarterback.
Christian Schleiber. I guess they had number 8 on the carry.
Number 8 is on the carry. 8, 17, and 45.
Shadowin is the quarterback now, Matthew Shadowin. And we have actually a whole brand new offensive line in there, too, for Northern Pulaski.
I'll give you some numbers. First of all, 48's in the backfield.
48 is Michael Kraft.
They got on the line, we have 60.
That's Braden Myers.
76.
Devin Wesley.
Okay. We'll wait till they get up the line of scrimmage. Maybe it'll help.
You have number 9, and I see him. That's Chandler Godby. Well, the quarterbacks from Northern Pulaski get their wind sprints in.
They're running back and forth on the sideline.
They make me tired just watching them. Shadowin carries. Gonna
62, 96, 76.
96 is Jacob Wilburn. 76 we mentioned. Devin Wesley. Said 62 is Jackson Whitaker.
Yep. Number 9 in the game.
And we got him. That's Godby. Put a new guy in there just a minute ago for Wesley as he's now on the sidelines.
New guy. We have a white helmet in there on defense for Newburg.
Yeah, 62's in there. That's Dalen Hill. Got a couple of white helmets in there for the Tigers of Newburg.
Yeah, 61.
Shadowin that for Pulaski or for
Newburg, 61.
We don't have it. Yeah, 61 is Jonathan McKinney.
Yeah, there's some young guys in there.
Yeah, we get number 20. We had him in there earlier. That is Claycomb. And Northern Pulaski will move on to the Middle School State Championship football game tomorrow at 2 o'clock or thereabouts. They await the winner of our next one between the Spartans of South Warren and the Scotties of Glasgow at the 7th grade level tomorrow afternoon. So for Coach Mike Meehan on color, the final score again, Northern Pulaski 26, Newburg 6 on PrepSpin.com.